Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy coming at you with a new hat. Aha, thought I was going to say review, didn't you? So I'm coming at you with a new hat, and you can probably guess why. Merry Christmas! And to all of our friends in the UK and anywhere else where they use the expression, I'll say Happy Christmas. So for Christmas, I am taking a look at none other than, we're going to try this one more time. We are looking at Atelier's Orange Sanguine, and I'm not sure I'm going to get it here. I have to tell you, if I did a year's worth of blooper videos, most of my bloopers would, there we got it, most of my bloopers would actually be not being able to get these things to focus in my camera. So if you can figure out, if you can tell me how I can improve, that would be great, because it takes me well, I won't tell you how many tries it takes me. I should just take all of those and put them in one big blooper at the end of a year. Anyway, I'm taking a look at Orange Sanguine this week from the sampler set. And you guys know that they even say themselves, hashtag 7 perfumes, 7 moments. And the hashtag for Orange Sanguine is sunshine. Whoa. And I have to tell you that for this particular one, this review was a problem. It was a challenge for me because usually once I spray the first time, even if it's a first impression, if I've never smelled it before, the first couple days I kind of get a good feel of a fragrance, and I usually stick generally close to that actually. But in this particular case, my opinion evolved over throughout this week, and so the question begs to be asked. Will I be the Grinch that stole Christmas, or will I be in the gift-giving mood? Stay tuned and find out. All right, welcome back. So we're going to take a look at the notes here in just a second, but before I do, I'd like to welcome all of my new subscribers since last week. Yet again, we have had yet a Santa Claus bag chock full of Christmas presents worth of subscribers. Okay, that was my second week doing that. Gone to the well too many times, but you get my point. Welcome aboard. Here's my channel trailer, and you can check out more about my channel. But the bottom line is, I'll say quickly, is that I have a 5 spray system for all my reviews, and then whatever number I give out of 5, I actually spray that onto myself at the end of the episode. Now I do my episodes. Each episode is in Spanish, Portuguese, and English, long version, and then I do, for right now, I'm doing a very short version in English as well. So I just filmed the short one. The short ones are done in one take. I don't do any editing, no intros, outros, no audio, blah, blah, blah. So if you really like a fragrance and you just want like, dude, I don't want to hear you talk 15 minutes. Will you please just give me your take on it really quick, because I'm in a hurry. Check out the short version. I'm getting more people viewing the longer versions, but if you'd like to check out something with 0 editing and 0 intros and all that stuff, and I just cut to the chase, check out the short one. So in this longer version, we're going to delve into this fragrance and give it the review that it deserves. So thanks again to all the new subscribers. I really do appreciate that. Make sure you comment down below and let us know what your scent of the day is, or let us know what you are doing for Christmas. I would love to hear and catch up on what you guys are doing. And again, thanks for everything. Okay, so when it comes to the notes for this one, I have to tell you, so let's take a look at the name actually first, right? So it's called Orange Sanguine, which is the adjective referring to blood red. Sanguine means blood red. So this is referring, of course, to a blood orange. So with regard to blood orange, I did some investigating, and I found out that in my limited knowledge, so you can correct me if I need to be more specific, or if you know more about it than I do. I wondered, when I saw a picture of a blood orange, I originally thought maybe it was a grapefruit, because I bought a cookbook once from the UK, and not only were the measurements different, of course, but I did not realize that so many food terms were different. So I thought, maybe blood orange was another way of saying grapefruit, for example. It turns out that blood orange is not a grapefruit. Grapefruits are more, they're bigger and they're pink inside. And then a blood orange is the same size or slightly smaller than an orange, and it is an orange. And then when you cut it open, it is, you guessed it, green. No, I'm kidding. It is blood red, and that's why it's called a blood orange. So this fragrance obviously is kind of an homage to blood orange, and I want you to keep that in mind as we take a look at this, because the notes are a little tricky. I really struggled with this review because the top notes are absolutely to die for. They are refreshing and just delicious. They are really wonderful. I love the opening of this fragrance so much, and it looks like it's orange and blood orange are the two. So it's again, so we're looking at citrus notes in the top notes. And I understand even for a citrus-based fragrance, oftentimes they have them at the top, and then they bring out different notes in the base. And no problem, I understand that. But in my defense, it is called Orange Sanguine. Okay, so for the mid notes, we're looking at geranium and jasmine, and then things get more complicated. I don't know if I want to say take a turn for the worse, but for me personally, they do. So when it comes to the bottom notes, we're looking at, in the base here, we're looking at sandalwood, and we're looking at tonka bean, and you might say, well, those sound like wonderful notes. I actually really like tonka bean, so I was excited to see tonka bean in this fragrance. Now, here's what happens with this fragrance. I really had a complicated journey, because when you first spray it, like I said, for the first 30 to 60 minutes, it is sublime. I absolutely love this fragrance. In fact, I just wish they had kept it a linear fragrance. And then with each half hour after that, it starts to evolve, and the geranium and jasmine come out still fine. But then once the tonka bean and the sandalwood interact with the citrus notes, it ends up having this kind of musty citrus concoction, and it's kind of Frankenstein-y. It just seems like it's like two elements that don't need to be blended together. And so the hashtag for this week that they put in their booklet was hashtag sunshine, and absolutely for the first 30 to 60 minutes, this is sunshine in a bottle. But then I just don't really understand the bringing out such a strong tonka bean and such a strong sandalwood. Maybe not so much the sandalwood, I guess I have an issue with. It's more the tonka bean, perhaps with the geranium too, because as I was talking to one commenter last week, Karen, we were talking about geranium. Geranium has been in a few fragrances that I wasn't particularly fond of, so perhaps it's also a sprinkling of the geranium in there as well. I'm not sure, but the opening is phenomenal, and then with each hour after that, it kind of loses its luster, and I am sorry to say that. So I will answer my own question now and say I am unfortunately going to be the Grinch that stole Christmas with regard to Orange Sanguine. This is a tough one for me, because I've had first impression video episodes where somebody had sent me a fragrance, and I just didn't care for it, right? I just, from the initial blast, maybe it was too youthful. For whatever reason, I just didn't like it. This is not the case, though. This is so, think of a band that you absolutely loved their first album, and then everything pretty much after, or maybe the first part of their career, if you're not into albums anymore, and then after that, it's like, it didn't work for you. Think of a band that you associate, and if you do think of one, put it down in the comments. But that's what I would think of with this one. I absolutely love the beginning, and then with each hour, it just kind of goes south for me. Not terribly, but it's a disappointment toward the end of the duration of the fragrance for me on my skin, just for me. So let's take a look at the longevity and projection. You guys know that these are Cologne Absolu, and so these are supposed to be very, very refreshing, and these are colognes. They are in the true sense, right, of being, again, refreshing and light on your skin, and they're not going to go beast mode. They're just not going to. So I certainly didn't expect that. The longevity was a good 4 to 6. especially closer to 4 though. On my watch though, I definitely picked it up on my band, a clear 6, but on my skin, I would put it at a 4 to 6, closer to 4. And then the projection is what you would expect, which was maybe an elbow length away from your body for the first hour, and then after that it settles down, gets close to the skin. And then sillage is practically nothing. I mean, you're not really going to leave a scent trail. People aren't going to be. You wouldn't really want to wear this to be noticed. Just like a lot of the colognes, they're more just refreshing, kind of an extension of your soap and shampoo, and just very light and uplifting. So. This is another one. I definitely see this one as, you've just spent this. Here's where I see this as far as event. I see this as you've just been at the beach all day. You are on vacation with like some other people, couples, whatever, a group of friends. You guys go to the beach all day, and then each person goes back to their room and says, let's take a break, freshen up, and then let's hit happy hour and get some food mid-afternoon. So you've been out on the beach all day, then you take a nice shower and maybe a nap right before, and you get ready, and then you go see the same group of people, but then you're more dressed up now, and you have this really clean, refreshing fragrance on you. It's going to last again for the first hour or two while you're hanging out during this happy hour / eating experience on vacation. That's where I see this one. I see it as a vacation scent, and I definitely see it as something that you would want to put on right after a shower in hot weather. I think it would excel there, and that's in that sense. It's certainly a spring summer fragrance. I mean, you could probably guess the seasons just by the hashtag, but I'll go ahead and say, of course, it is a spring and summer, and I see this as a vacation scent. It's fun. It's light. But it is a little quirky, right? So it's kind of like it's like sunshine for hipsters. Okay, so it's like if you're looking for something like beach like at the beginning, and then later on you're gonna do go out. I don't know. I'm trying my best here, folks. It's a quirky one. I don't really get the evolution from the opening to the bottom notes. I would have really liked this as a linear fragrance. If it had just stayed at the top notes level, I would have purchased this and put it in my collection. Here's the thing. When it comes to taking a look at this for your own collection, I'm not going to get it from my own collection. The main reason for me is if I'm going to go into blood orange / orange, which I know the two are different, but I mean an orange-based or a blood orange base, I'm going to go Terre d'Hermès, and I have a mammoth bottle, and I absolutely love it. You cannot beat that. I mean, the one exception would be, I guess, if I were, going on vacation, one to wear around the pool. Terre d'Hermès is not something you would want to wear, wearing a thong in Greece, okay? So, I mean, that's kind of where you probably wouldn't, one of the few times you wouldn't want to wear Terre d'Hermès. All right, so when it comes to this one, though, that's about all I can say is more of a vacation. I love Terre d'Hermès. It's a wonderful fragrance. And when I think of orange and orange peels, I know it's not blood orange, but it's close, then I would go something like Terre d'Hermès on the guy's side. So I can't really recommend it. And then on the women's perfume side, if you guys know of a wonderful blood orange based fragrance, or even orange-based perfume on the ladies' side, let us know down below. That'd be great, because I would love to learn something more. In terms of gender, this is marketed towards women and men, and it is totally unisex. There's nothing, feminine or masculine about Orange Sanguine whatsoever. Age group, I would put it at 20 to 40. I see this, and I don't know that I have necessarily a reason why. I don't see this as a teenager, probably with the tonka bean and the sandalwood, especially in the bottom notes. But I wouldn't put it as a teenager, and I wouldn't. There's nothing though to suggest that somebody over 40 couldn't wear it. It's certainly not like high schoolish or overly youthful. Not at all. It's very nice, and as I said, it's really sublime in the beginning. So it's a shame. I have a feeling that the people who wear this as their signature scent probably do so because they appreciate the uplifting beginning, opening. Okay, folks, so Orange Sanguine in the end, I really must say that I struggled with this one in terms of my rating. When I first started wearing it, day one, I would have said 4 out of 5 sprays for this one because I loved the initial blast so much. Then I went down to a 3 out of 5 when I started getting into this kind of musty quality that comes up toward the end. And then after that, I kind of felt like I had to go and go into the 2 out of 5 sprays for this one. I know that that's sacrilegious for a lot of you. I am sorry for that. But I have to keep it real, and I have to give you my true off-the-cuff take. So I would give this a 2 out of 5 sprays. If you accept a baseball analogy, this is the almost home run where they hit it and it goes straight up in the air, goes really, 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 really far, and the outfielder is standing up against the wall on the warning track only to catch it. So it's an almost home run, and I'm going to go with 2 out of 5, which means it is a pass for me. I wouldn't have this in my collection, and unless you really, really like blood orange, I think I can't really recommend this fragrance as much as it pains me to do so. Okay, so I'm going to go 1 on each side of the neck for Orange Sanguine. Boom. Boom. Oh, how much I adore the initial blast. In fact, if I could just interview the parfumé once, I would tell him or her that, put out a release that just sticks with these initial opening notes. Please do that, and I will purchase that fragrance. I would look forward to something like that. So if you know one that is ultra fresh, what was it? Is it Ultra Zest, or is it Zest or Ultra Zest? The one from Thierry Mugler was also quite good, although again that was a little sharp for me. But maybe if you can think of a blood orange or just a refreshing citrus-based fragrance that you personally love, let us know. So there you have it, folks. I'm a bit of a Grinch on Christmas, but you know what? That is my sincere take on this one. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed wearing it this week, but it will be a pass. I'm looking forward to next week's number 3 in the sampler pack, and I'm moving right along. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. I wish you the best, and always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. So that is age, that is gender, that is event. Wow, what an event it was. I seem to like happy hours in my episodes. That seems to be a running theme here at That Cologne Guy. Let's see. And I did seasons, and I did longevity and projection. So you see, we are moving right along. All right, there's a blooper right there. So with regard to 1, 2, 3.